We shall now move on over to People's Pride. This is a presentation of attorney Aparna Dave and Dr. Satish Misra of Facets of Religions in India. People's Pride on this production showcases the pride and joy of our community. Bearing that in mind, let's turn to a new page on People's Pride for this closing month of 2013.
Namaskar. Welcome to People's Pride segment of the Capital Forum. We are very proud to have two youths from our community, Mr. Vishal Gupta and his wife, Mrs. Swati Gupta. This is the end of the year. We hope that 2013 for you was very rewarding, and we wish you all, our audience, a very happy New Year, prosperous New Year, and Merry Christmas. Vishal, we are going to start with you. First, I want to mention that what really excites me that you all are living under one roof for the 4 generations, 5 generations, an extended family, and we will talk about that. This will be today's focus of our conversation. But first, I want you to tell our audience who you are.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. I really appreciate you having us here, Swati and I, and thank you to the network. Again, my name is Vishal Gupta, and I'm a lifelong Montgomery County resident and currently reside in Potomac. I went to Thomas Wooten High School in Rockville and then went on to the Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland and graduated from there. Shortly thereafter, I joined my father's firm, SNG Engineering, which is in Gaithersburg, and have been working there for over the last 11 years, as well as Swati and I have started a company, Capital Investments and Management. SNG Engineering, I'm one of the partners there, and we are a engineering, construction, and design firm, and we do design build projects, building homes, office buildings, tennis courts, and many different structures. And then at Capital Investments, that's our real estate development company that we both operate.
Thank you, Vishal. Pleasure to have you on our show. Swati?
Thank you, Dr. Mishra, for having us over here, giving us the opportunity to talk about. Hello and namaste. I am Swati Gupta. I am born and raised in Kanpur, India. I did my schooling over there, and I'm a graduate from Kanpur University. Right after marriage, I did my graduate again at University of Maryland, and after that, I joined our family business, SNG Engineering Inc., and I'm a proud mom of 2 kids, Krishna and Tulsi Gupta.
That's very nice. You know, he was born and raised here, educated here. You were born and raised in India, Kanpur, a small town, a small city, and you also met together and liked together and happily married, and very nice. Now, there are so many components of our culture and heritage, but most important component of our heritage is family values, and family values, our culture and heritage, of course, binds the family values. And we have noticed that the 2 of you have been living under one roof with your parents, with your children, and sometimes grandparents. So it's a 4 generations, and your brother and your 2 brothers, and they were living together. Now one of them moved out, another one is still at home. And I want you to tell our audience about this family gathering type environment that daily you have.
Well, yeah, first off, it's quite a lot of fun. You know, after Swati and I had gotten married, we really hadn't thought that much about what we would be doing, what our plans were. But after we were married and we discussed it, and we were actually flying back home from India, and I just thought, well, you know, what is our plan? What are we going to do? And Swati really didn't, at that time, give me a choice of what we would be doing. She said, well, you know, I really want to live with your family, with your parents, and with your brother. And at that point, I was like, okay, what a delight. And ever since then, it's just been very natural, living together under one roof, you know, and it's just been a great experience ever since. And I think we have benefited. My children have benefited, and hopefully we haven't bothered our parents and too much, but I think they have also gotten some benefits of us being together.
Swati?
I don't think so. It was an option for me. It was inherited and inbuilt in me. I came from a big family, a big joint family with 2 chachas, 5 cousins, all living together under one roof. So it was just natural for me. I'm like, I never even thought of living separate. But now, if I look back, I think I made a great decision of staying with my in-laws. And partially, it was beneficial for me too, because when you come from India, you have that property of segregation over there. Oh, what I'm going to do there? But I never felt that way because I had my family over there. So in that sense, I'm pretty lucky with that.
So you never missed your family.
Yes, I never missed
And
my family.
your family back home, I have seen your mother coming here, and she's a very wonderful person, and they appreciate this kind of atmosphere. Are there any pros and cons, some benefits and some I want to talk about disadvantage. Disagreements in when two people get together, even husband and wife, they have disagreements, they fight, and you are living with your in-laws, you are living with your parents, and extended family, your brother, and everybody. Do you have any regrets or disagreements or whatever?
Well, disagreements are probably on a daily basis because, as we mentioned, we not only live with our family, but we also all work together for the most part. And so I think it goes down to what you define as your, core values of family. So when we think of family, when I think of family, it's not just my wife and my children, but it's my parents, it's my brothers. And you're always going to have disagreements on how, from simply what we're going to eat for dinner to what direction we're going to take our business in to, what we want to do over the weekend. So I think with mutual respect, we've all worked out a very comfortable balance of life. And we truly all enjoy being together, eating meals together, spending time together, and we have a core common interest as well. So, to me, it really works out for the benefit. But there are, of course, going to be times where you need some space, and I think that's where the mutual respect works into it. And when you need some space, and you provide that, even in that close-knit environment.
That's really good.
And to
You have to add something?
I think I'm going to add just a little thing that Vishal said. I think when you live in a family, you learn to let it go. And you get the sense of, oh, it's time to stay back or it's time to step in. So it's a mutual understanding when you live in a family rather than living with just husband, wife, and kids. The family is not just for individuals there. So that's what I think everybody needs now. Okay, you have to give somebody a space or you have to step in now.
So what I'm hearing is mutual respect, right? And sometimes you need space. What does it mean? Need space means, what does it mean?
It means, okay, so just to give an example, when you have a disagreement, you need to talk to and don't keep it inside, because when you keep it inside, one day it's going to burst out and it won't be a good experience over there. So talk it out in a family, don't keep it inside. Vishal?
You agree?
Absolutely, and I think that comes with that deep trust. So we all trust that we're there for each other's benefit, that we deeply care about each other, that we all want each other to be happy. So there might be some, large disagreements, but in the end, we know that we have to work through it.
So
it's not an option.
Yeah, mutual respect, deep trust, love, and then on the top of that, goals.
Correct.
The goals, you have a goal together as a family.
Absolutely.
And you want to progress and reach that goal and then set higher goals. And that's what is keeping you all together.
Correct.
So how does that affect your children? Because, I see your children are very nice and everything, but how do you imbibe the cultural values and language and things like that into your children?
Well, frankly, for me, I think because of some of the decisions we made, because we all live together and spend time together on a daily basis, I don't have to force things too much because it's really the cultural value is being presented on a daily basis where you're with your grandparents. You see your grandmother, for example, waking up in the morning and going to the temple and doing prayers. You see your grandfather, gardening. You see him going to work together with his son. So those things kind of come naturally. And as far as the language, since I speak it, I went to language school here. They also get to see that. When I take them to Sunday school, I can say 25 years ago, I went to this same Sunday school and I learned Hindi. So, and when you immerse yourself in the community and in the family, the cultural values really aren't taught that this is our cultural value. You're showing it by living it.
So you don't have to really take them to a special school to learn the culture because you are under one roof with a cultural atmosphere that is highly prevalent and educational. So all those things, right, Swati?
Absolutely. It's like their routine every day. I don't have to take them to special school. Like, okay, so my kids see their grandfather sharing their experience. Oh, when he was in school, what did he did in India? So he gets all that experience from his grandfather and his grandmother. So things just come along naturally to him, and he really enjoys it, which I feel like the other kids, when both the parents are working, they don't have enough time to spend with their kids. So the grandparents were very important at that time. Oh, wish somebody was there to take
So
care of
your children know Hindi very well. So we are running out of time almost. So your last word to our audience.
Stay together, live together, and grow together. And do not forget your roots, where you came from.
That's very good. Thank you, Vishal.
My last words would be thank you again, Dr. Mishra, first off, for having us here. But from our experience, in however people live, whether you live together as a family or you're living with your wife and hopefully your parents may be close by, the key is to utilize the resource for our own benefit and our kids' benefit, because unfortunately no resource, like in business, lasts forever. And while we have them, while we have our parents who are treasures, while we have our friends, while we have our community, getting our children that exposure and utilizing those resources to make it easier on ourselves, to help us pass on the traditions that we want to pass on, to pass on the language, is truly the key to realize as a community.
That's very good. You are saying understanding, trust, pass on the values and culture, and this all can be accomplished when you are under one roof by living that life, not by taking somebody to school and training them. I really appreciate you taking time out.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra.
And good luck to you, and I feel part of your family.
Thank you.
Ever since.
Thank you very
and
much.
Thanks a lot. Happy New Year. On behalf of Global Television Network, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.